It's true. It's true.
It's very true.
It is. Oh my gosh. Happy Monday, everybody. It's Monday, January 12th, 2026. And we are ready to just be set on fire. Not in an arson kind of way.
In a good kind of way, Dan.
Not in a third-degree burn kind of way, but in a good way. So I sent in an email the Boss Babe packet, where you're going to get to hear from Senior National Sales Director Emeritus Lisa Madsen. We're going to get to go see her relaunch this weekend. I'm very excited. Trish and I always sit together. We always bring Kleenex and waterproof mascara. We do. It's really great. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to share the screen and get to the right spot. And we're going to watch the video and we're going to go over a little bit of the packet, but the packet's more for you to look over, reflect, answer questions, do tracking, that kind of stuff. And then we're going to talk about some of the company promos that we didn't really talk about last week because we wanted to get right into goal posters and fun stuff like that. And we want to remind everybody about the 15-day challenge that gets you your ring light. So we're giving you some time to do that. And we want to also set you up for our leadership conference challenge, which is going to also get you free things from us. I'm going to go like this. Whoa. Okay, so that all being said, let's go ahead and get to sharing of the screen. And this is introducing the Boss Babe. Do you have the whole screen there, Trish?
Yes.
Okay, great. Here we go.
One of our brand new 2026 Boss Babe, it's time. It's time. Don't y'all ever say that yourself? Say, it's time. How many of y'all started a diet or an eating schedule, an eating plan on January the 1st? A lot of people do, you know. And so it's time for us to do some things different this year. And I love that in Mary Kay, we have 2 New Years. We have this one, January the 1st, and then we also have July the 1st. So we have 2 big old chances. You can start over anytime. Y'all know I can't remember if it was Cheryl Warfield that used to say, you can start a diet in the middle of eating a potato chip where you just go, I'm done. And you throw the other half in the trash can, you know? And so we can start over anytime, but this is one that Karen Rydell and some of the national sales directors and national sales directors emeritus, Karen did the whole book. The book is amazing. So if you're watching this, you want to get the book, the workbook, and print it out because there's so many really great things in here. And so I want to read this first part to you, and then we'll start the video that we'll take some notes on. Okay. So on that first page, it says, it's time. You can feel it. Something in you knows that it's time. This dream has been in your heart for a good while. You've imagined it. You prayed over it. You've talked about it. You've attempted it before, but this time it just feels different. This is a fresh start. There's a spark rising in you, hope, confidence, and a quiet strength. You're ready to stretch beyond your comfort zone. You're ready to trust God in the unfamiliar places. You're ready to stop circling the idea and finally just get into action. It's hard to put into words, but deep down, you know it's time. It's time. You've grown through the setbacks. You've been shaped by the challenges. You're prepared for what's next. You know what to do. Esther stood at a similar crossroads centuries ago. Her incredible story is told in the Bible, in the book of Esther. Her moment required boldness, courage, and obedience. She wasn't seeking the spotlight, but she recognized that she was positioned, and y'all probably that have studied it, called for such a time as this. Her willingness changed everything for her people. And now it's your turn for such a time as this. Your gifts, your confidence, your faith, someone needs only what you can bring. For such a time as this, it's time for you to step out on faith. So the Boss Babe checklist is what you're going to have to make some changes this year. Number 1 is courage, belief, commitment to my best, ready to get into action, desire to impact lives. And I think you all the ones I'm looking at on the screen, you have that. You're ready. It's time to step boldly into this new Boss Babe series. Get ready. 2026 is your year. It's time. Okay, so the verse for this week is Esther 4:14. And it says, for if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arrive from another place, but you and your father's family will perish. Who knows? But that you have come to your royal position. It's Queen Esther, you guys, for such a time as this. So you can go back and read that story. It is amazing, but also you kind of think of it for yourself. Maybe you're here for this is the time for you to do those things that you have been dreaming about. Okay. So we want to kind of think about, it says, look over some things that last year that you did good. And Karen talked about this last week when we talked about it. What's some things you learned? What's some things that you helped grow you last year? And what are you called to be pursuing right now? So at some point, like today or tomorrow, maybe tonight after the call, write down, what is on your heart to pursue for this year? Okay. And that's your goal. So we're going to, in your book, you'll see on the page 4, it talks about self-reflection. Get a few minutes to get clear on why now is the time and reflect on all that will change when you do get into action to reach these goals. So it wants you to say, why is now your time? All the things that are changed when you do accomplish this goal, the it's time goal, and a minute to write a prayer to God and or a letter to yourself and share what's on your heart as it's time. So I just encourage you this week to fill that sheet out. It's going to mean more to you later. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and in your workbook, the first video tonight is going to be on Senior National Sales Director Emeritus, who is emeritus of 5 days, like January 1. And when I tell you, she was so emotional at the $1 Million Reunion, just like that she's retiring. I mean, and her daughter, she has given her unit to her, and her daughter is a sweetheart. Her daughter was her office manager. She'll probably tell that. Let me not tell her story. But anyway, Lisa Madsen, she's been in the company the same amount as me, 40 years, and something around the same time. So I've known of her my whole Mary Kay life. And I remember her as a top director and then becoming a national sales director. So we're going to go ahead and put that on. If you guys will turn to, we're going to come back to some of the other stuff in the book, but let's go ahead and turn to week 1. It's page 14. That's a place that you can take notes on, and we will come back together in just a second after we listen to this video. So let me get this video on and looking good. I do want to share the sound. Yes, I do. We hate it when we don't share the sound when we're trying to do a video, right? Okay.
Us babes, this is Senior National Sales Director Emeritus. Wow, still surreal to say. Lisa Madsen is my name. I'm recording this in December, but by the time you hear this, I will officially be retired. And I have to tell you, I never thought this day would really come. I signed up at 26 years old, and now I'm 65 and a half. I grew up in this business, you guys. Mary Kay shaped my entire life. So when I think about this It's Time series, I smile because I know that those words really mean it's time. It's time to stop waiting. It's time to stop wondering. It's time to stop procrastinating. It's time to take action on the dream in your heart. And my story is proof that the moment you decide it's time, everything changes. When I look back on my journey, one thing stands out. I got into action immediately. On day one, the day I signed my independent beauty consultant agreement, my sales director told me to get 5 bookings. So I got 5 bookings. Then she said, get 8. So I got 8. Then she said, get 12. So I got 12. Then she said, that's awesome. Now get 15. And I remember looking at her like, are you kidding me? I only have 2 sisters and I already made one of them book 2. But here's the truth. Action creates confidence. Action builds courage. Action produces results. And from those 12 bookings, because I learned how to get my bookings from my bookings, I held 102 parties my very first year. Not because I was good. It's because I was consistent. And that consistency gave me confidence. The 5 things I did consistently are: number 1, I booked. Number 2, I coached. Number 3, I sold. Number 4, I rebooked. And number 5, I team built. Every party, every week, every month. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't complicated. It was simply consistent. In November of 1987, just 1 year after I began my career, I earned the use of my first Mary Kay career car. And then something interesting happened. I stopped recruiting. I didn't have a new goal. And I started thinking. I started analyzing. I didn't want to bother anyone. I didn't fully understand the big picture of what Mary Kay could do for someone else. I was more worried about what people thought of me than what this opportunity could mean for them. My sales director stepped in and said something that changed the entire trajectory of my life. She said, "Lisa, you need a new goal." She told me I needed to become a sales director. I had every excuse ready to go. I can't. I'm pregnant. I'm due in March. This was January. It's not good timing. I'm not ready. But she knew. She knew if I didn't get into motion again, I would go backward instead of forward. So I submitted my letter in January to become a sales director. January, February, March. The baby was due in March. Terrible timing? Absolutely. But timing doesn't create success. Action does. And because I worked full circle, booking, coaching, selling, rebooking, and team building, I became a sales director on May 1st. Was it easy? There'd be a no. I had a problematic pregnancy and was on bed rest the last 2 weeks before my son was born. Since I got all my parties from my parties and my bookings from my bookings and my team members from my parties, it really slowed me down. But I didn't give up. My phone worked and so did my mouth. So I called people. I had Kyle on a Saturday and I was back at my Monday night meeting 9 days later with guests. We finished on May 1st. So baby Kyle went to a lot of interviews with me and he helped me to team build because they thought it was pretty cool that I could do this with my baby. Fast forward 10 months. It's January 1989. I remembered something important. The January before, I had 10 parties on my books when I went into DIQ, and I knew that's why I moved so fast. So I told my new unit of 10 months to get 10 parties on their books for the month of January. And to help them do that, I even suggested that they offer a hostess special, 10% off for the entire year of 1989 if she would hold a party and bring some friends. Ladies, it worked. My date book filled. My team's date book filled. And momentum exploded. And because of that explosive January, my brand new unit, only 10 months old, became the number 4 unit in the Ruby seminar. People looking at the Applause magazine were thinking, who is Lisa Madsen? I've never heard of her. That's what happens when you combine urgency, bookings, consistency, and a clear January strategy. Some of you might think, well, I don't want to give away 10% off for the year. Ladies, listen. If she buys $200 from you all year long, that's $20 in free product. If she buys $1,000 all year long, she saves $100 retail. It's not that much. And you can adjust the percentage if you want to, but you need new people. You need to meet new people. So if you get a hostess to hold the party and bring people, that will help you to do that. You get new customers because you offered a discount. You get new bookings because you offered a discount, and you get new team members. And team members equal commissions. Commissions equal growth, and growth equals choices. You can even do it if you want 15% off for the first 15 days of January and 10% off for the last 16 days. Create the urgency. Create the urgency. Kit and commit. Some of you have heard this. Booking 8 parties in a 2-week period. This Kit and Commit challenge ties beautifully into the strategy of what I'm talking about right now. Some of the national sales directors were at a national sales director meeting, and I want to just shout out to Kim McClure, Heidi Gelzer, Kristen Sharp, Brittany Jenks, and Julia Monday Garner. They are the ones that came up with Kit and Commit. Consultants were booking 8 parties in a 2-week period to hold by December 15th. It's really the old perfect start that Mary Kay Ash taught us. What's old is new. So I'm challenging you to book a minimum of 8 parties in a 2-week period. And if you want explosive growth, go ahead and book 10 or even 12. But don't just write the goal. Put a highlighter block around the specific times in your calendar that you can hold the parties. Create the space and then fill the space. And when those parties hold early in the month, rebook for the second half of January. You will amaze yourself. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Let's talk about fear. I had fear every step of the way. Fear of getting the first 5 bookings. Fear of asking the bookings from bookings. Fear of doing my first parties. Fear of becoming a sales director while pregnant. Fear of stretching into every new level that I achieved on the career path. But here's what I learned. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward, even with the fear. If I had waited to feel brave, I would still be sitting there with my unopened inventory covered in hives, because that's what happened when my inventory arrived when I was a brand new consultant. I would have been sitting there wondering if I could succeed. You build courage by doing the things you're afraid of. This is your it's time moment. If I could go from a nervous, insecure 26-year-old hoping to make $70 a week to lead a world-class national area to retiring with over 17 millions in commissions throughout my 39-year journey, then what's possible for you? Your miracle year doesn't start with certainty. It starts with a decision. It's time. It's time to believe. It's time to move. It's time to say yes. It's time to go for it. It's time to book the parties. It's time to take the action. It's time to step into the dream God placed in your heart. You are one decision away from a completely different year and maybe even a completely different life. Don't wait for courage. Don't wait for perfect. Just decide, because God already equipped you. Now it's time to move. It's time. May God bless you. May God bless every effort you make. And may He multiply your courage, your joy, and your results. Dream big, work hard, and enjoy every moment of your journey, because 2026, it's your time. Thank you.
Okay. We're back. We're back. All right. What did you guys get from that Lisa Madsen girl? What is playing? Oh no, what's happening, you guys?
I don't know. We don't hear anything.
Oh,
We only see you and the other
oh
people.
well, that's good.
You might
Okay,
have to close that YouTube link altogether, Dan.
No, I closed YouTube, but then all of a sudden my iTunes started playing Symphony Fantastique. I'm like, why am I hearing this in my ears? I was so surprised you guys couldn't hear it too. Anyway, what were some things that you got from her that either you haven't heard in a while, or it's affirming or reaffirming what maybe you heard last week or the week before? Takeaways, friends. What do you got?
Stay in motion.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Creating
Staying
an
in motion.
urgency.
Creating urgency. I love that. Okay.
Be scared, but do it anyway.
Oh, I like that too.
Fight through that fear, like we've heard before, huh?
Yes. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Okay. I love that. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of segue. I was asked to train. Linda had a January jumpstart for her consultants on Friday and Saturday. And so I got to go and train a little bit on a topic that totally segues from the action and the it's time and all of that kind of stuff. And we're kind of combining it with a little bit of what we talked about last week as well. And it's called the 45 to Thrive. And Trish, do you want me to turn it over to you now for this part so we can, and I can share whenever you need me to share.
Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna bring up the pages like 2 through 9, I think, on the
Beautiful.
that document.
Beautiful.
If you
Yeah.
wanna bring that
Yeah.
up.
Yep, I sure can. And
But-
before, did you want to kind of like lead into what would it look like if?
Mhm.
Go for it. Go for it,
Yes.
friend. You're on. You're on.
You guys, I mean, after last week, I was so like reignited to get my butt back to focusing on those 45 new customers. Well, for me, I want to say new customers, but skincare customers in general. And so there's all these sheets that that Danny can get to you, but I just wanted to highlight a couple of them because I wanted to show you guys. Here's my. Hold on, I have to put my thing on gallery, otherwise I can't see anything.
Mhm.
Gallery, okay. This was when I was doing this, like the first go round. This was one of my customers who I just tracked her, and it's in pink writing, so you might not be able to see it too good, but I tracked every time that she made a purchase and how much it was and what kind of communication I did with her. And then on the back, I put like the products that she liked and sample sent. Well, this new version is much prettier. It has all that nice for you. But even though this is antique, this is kind of what got me going. This really would work because in the course of a year, she placed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 orders with me, and they totaled 1,094. And so I'm like, okay, I could see this, you know. And I wrote when I gave her a gift of purchase or whatever. But what you can do is the page protectors are your friend. I know you guys all love page protectors. But what I did on some of them is I put like their profile card in here. This became like, I came from the medical field. So this became like their medical chart for me. And so I had their, just their one tracking sheet there, which in here, it is going to look like this one. One page is a customer profile. And so you can fill this out and put it in the front of your page. Okay.
Is that showing there, you guys?
Mhm.
The customer profile?
The customer
Okay.
profile. And that, I mean, you should just have that just tattered by the end of the year, making notes and stuff about it. But, and then one is a Mary Kay survey. So if you're thinking, well, I haven't talked to my customer in a while, you could just call her and say, "Could you take my survey and see, you know, I'll give you something." And just to kind of see what your customers are feeling, like what do they like, what are they using, has your national quota of sharing and national quota of sales trackers if you want to do that. And if that seems too big for you, like, you know, we said we're going for 45, but if you can't see that, then right at the top, like, what is your goal? Like, do you want to do half? Do you want to do princess court? Do you want to do your unit court? Write that on there. And then this is the faces challenge. Like she was talking about faces. It's been a while since we focused on faces, but it's time to come back, right? Faces. And then this one I thought was good. I know I'm going backwards down in there.
You're good.
Sample sheet, because you guys, we've spent a lot of money over the years, if you've been around a minute, of giving out samples to people, and we just love it, right? We just love to give them a sample. but we never write it down. Okay, I don't want to say all of us never, but most of us do not write it down. So you can't call her a few days later and go, "What'd you think of that lipstick?" And she's like, "I really liked it. I want one." And you're like, "Awesome. Don't know what color I gave you, but let's see," And then you look like less than professional, and you lose the sale because of that. But if you write down here what you've given her, you can follow up and you sound so much more professional. You can say, "What did you think of that gel mask that I gave you a couple months ago?" Like you could just, you don't have to say on July 31st, that mask I gave you, you could just go a couple months ago. It'll be more accurate. Okay. So this was really an eye opener for me too. And some people, I realized I never gave them a sample. So there was that. And then this one is in minute form. If you've got really young eyes or you got really good reading glasses, this one is so tiny. I think it's miraculous she got it on one page. This is what she does, this girl, Candy Fisher. This is what her list of products are that she wants every one of her customers to be on. And because when she totals this up for the year, it's $1,000. And so for cleanser, and she tells you like how many it would be for the year on this page. So when you look at this page, this is the summary of it for every customer that she has. And this page actually holds 45 customers. This one piece of paper. Isn't that wild?
That's wild.
I mean, how much time did that take her, you guys? I feel like I should just send her $10 for her time. I mean, way more than that, but I mean, that's a lot of time. But this is the synopsis of what it is. So for all her customers, her goal is for the year, and this just is Miracle Set. This isn't even repair. She just works on Miracle Set. 2, and tell me if you guys think this is out of line for the year. 2 Miracle Sets, 1 Serum C&E, 1 hydrating eye patches, 1 microderm, 2 eye makeup removers, 2 micellar waters, satin lips, charcoal mask, 2 foundation primers, under eye corrector, 2 CC creams, setting powder, clinical solutions, retinol, a booster, 1 palette, 1 blush, 1 contour, 1 shimmer eye stick, 3 eyeshadows, a waterproof eyeliner, 2 of those, 2 mascaras, 2 lipstick, 1 lip liner, 2 brow tints, and 1 balancing toner. Okay, now let's be real. Would you be
Well,
able
it
to
doesn't
go?
sound like enough.
It does not sound like enough, does it? Like I couldn't go the whole year with 2 CC creams.
Or only 2 eye makeup removers.
No.
No, it's not enough. No.
But isn't that encouraging? Because you would do more than that if you
Right.
went by this. And you could actually absolutely make your own list of what your favorite products are. And I recommend that to everybody because whatever you like the most, you're going to sell the most. So if you're like, well, I just don't even know if I like that retinol, well, you substitute it with something else that you love. Because the things that you love, you're going to sell all day long. And we talked about our favorite products and all that a couple weeks ago. But I mean, I can see one perfect palette for the year, but on some of this, and I know our eye products, our cheek and eyes last forever, but still, 2 mascaras for the year. I don't know. I guess you could do that if you put it in your Brock every single day, right? And so that's the thing that I wanted to really show you guys. If you look at this list, and what you should do is write down on the back of this list all the products you actually use on a daily basis, which ones you would like to use that you still don't use, put it over here. And then you can pull from these 2 if you want to make your own list. But, if it's not broke, don't fix it, because I don't think I want you guys spending all the time to redo this page. So you could substitute where you want. But so with that in mind, I know some of you like to be trackers. Some of you are like, I don't have time for that. But I think we can all agree that a track number grows no matter what you're tracking,
Yes.
whether it's, whatever you're tracking grows. Like we have been doing a little get healthy challenge over here at my house. And my oldest daughter, Amy, prints us out a calendar at the beginning of the month and makes fun hot dog shaped stickers in different formats for us. And so when we do our 15-minute workout sometime during the day, we get to put the sticker. And I know it sounds juvenile, but you know what? I don't like to miss a sticker. And it's making us a new habit. It's making us have a habit. So, and why a hot dog, you ask? It's because Danny and I have this video that we watch sometimes. that is senior citizen workout, and it's a mother and a daughter, and the mom is so funny, and she's like, "Oh, I worked really hard. I think I'll go eat a hot dog now," and she just says it out of nowhere, so it makes us laugh. So that's where the hot dog came up with. If you guys want the workout, I'll send it to you. But yeah, and then there is more to her tracking program, and a lot of it's about these $10 gift certificates. And I think we can talk about those later, Dan. But I did want to show you guys, like, I'll show you my binder. And I wouldn't recommend getting this giant 3-inch one I got because it's too awkward to work with. I would say get you a 1 or 2 inch, and when that gets full, then get another one. You can do the beginning of the alphabet in one and the end. But I have all my like, this is a 3-inch, and it's big, so it's like turning over some encyclopedia. So I would recommend one smaller and then add to it. Okay, you could have volume 1 to volume 10 eventually. But I just have my A to Z things in here. And then you can put all of your customers. I pulled those ones out of here because I just pulled everybody out to start over. But you've got those in here. And then I put in the front some empty page protectors so that when I get a new customer, I can take their paper and slide it in, you know, so that right away I'm having a good flow of work. Because you guys are all very busy. You either have another job, you have another business, you have other stuff going on. And if you could use this simple thing, you won't ever feel like, oh my gosh, I'm behind or whatever. If you just, you know, have your binder, have your sheets, and just get in that rhythm of it, I think you'll be so surprised what a difference it makes. Because here's how I know. You know, all the time we're taught to follow up with people, right? So what happens when your director says to you, or you just know, I need to call some customers and follow up? Where do you start in the alphabet usually? At the beginning, right? So over all these years, and I've told Dan this before, and she just laughs at me. Over all these years of me following up and stuff and doing, I looked at my customer base, and most all my customers are at the beginning of the alphabet. So you know what reality hit me? I followed up, and then I would stop, and then I'd start over, follow up. So all the people at the beginning of the alphabet got really good customer service from me, and those poor people with W's and stuff, they might not have. So if you use this system, it might be a way that you could, you know, you could get really good with your customer service, because you guys know if you even have a couple customers, like, they just make the world of difference in your sales and in your life, really. I mean, you get that. I told Danny I've had 2 days in a row where I woke up to $100 day. I mean, there's nothing like better than that, right?
It's awesome.
So like who can it be tomorrow? So we're going to talk about, are we going to tell them, or you're going to tell them down the rest. But we have a way that you can get some of these supplies for, as my daughter calls it, free 50 free. So you guys like free stuff? Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah. Okay. So we understand the whole idea of booking, right? We know that it involves using a script of some sort. And I am going to make sure that you guys have the access to the 21-day challenge. But I'm going to also post in here really quick the link to all of the papers that Trish just was showing you and we were sharing the screen on. So you've got tracking sheets that are printable. Okay. So that's the first link that I sent you. That's all on Canva. It's all for you. Everybody gets it. Okay. Now, what I wanted to also show you is a tracking sheet that you can use when you're working on stuff for these next few days or forever. Okay. It's reprintable. It's beautiful. I love it. I discovered it the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. And so here it is. This is the creating the habit in 21 days, right? And so people talk about, you know, how hard it is to track that. You call them on the first day and then 3 days later you call them and then 3 days later you call them, right? And this is one of those trackings. If you don't want to do it like on Trello using the app or Trello.com, which is a way you can do it on, you know, there's other ways, spreadsheet and everything too. But this is a paper version that's going to be available for you guys to be able to access and just go to town on, to be able to write down, you know, who you talk to, who'd you leave a message to, and all that kind of good stuff. Now, with that, we've talked about this a whole bunch of different times. Back to screen sharing. Where did you go? Here you are. And I just did this training on Saturday with new consultants Saturday morning as well. And we've talked about this before because a lot of times we've got the cold leads, we've got the warm leads, we've got the new consultant, we've got the seasoned consultant, and basically whatever it is you're going to be giving away, and you can kind of tie this in with the Canva template you were given as far as giving a gift card, if you wanted to do it that way. If it was another thing that you wanted to try, whether it's a beauty box or whatever, that's fine too. But right now, because it's a new year, I think it's perfect. So, hi, Trish. This is Danny. It's a new year, and I've set some exciting goals in my Mary Kay business. I have selected 10 deserving women to receive ultimate facial packages and $25 gift cards. And yes, I've selected you. Call me back as soon as you can, and I'll fill you in on the details. And if I don't hear back from you, I'll follow up in 3 days. And then you text her that message that's listed here. Hi, Trish. I left you a voicemail earlier today and wanted to make sure that, oh my gosh, what's happening? Wanted to make sure you received it. You were on the top of my list for a free pampering session and gift card. If I don't hear back from you, I'll follow up in a few days. So that was Monday. Tuesday's day 2, Wednesday's day 3, Thursday, they get voicemail number 2. Hi, Trish. It's Danny with Mary Kay again. Just wanted to follow up with you regarding your ultimate facial package. I have an awesome gift and free product waiting for you. Please connect with me when you can. I know you're super busy, so you're releasing them from feeling bad for not calling you back. So I'll follow up again in a couple of days if I don't hear from you. You send the text that's listed here. Okay. So that was Thursday, we said, right? So then Friday is day 5. Saturday is day 6. Sunday is day 7. Okay. Hey, Trish, it's Danny following up one last time regarding your facial package. If I don't hear back from you, I'm going to assume you're just super busy, and I'll follow up with you again in a couple of months. Okay. Now, if Trish answers,
I might answer.
Calling. Yeah. And if she answers, that's here at the bottom. Great. She answers, which normally to myself, I think, crud, she answered. Because that's taking too long. Oh, hi, Trish. I'm so glad I reached you live. And then you flip back up here and said, oh my gosh, it's a new year. You basically go right through there, go through the script with her, and then you segue right back down to what's your availability. Okay. And if we're talking about the kit to commit, or kit and commit, where you dust out that starter kit, you make sure you've got your products inside and you're ready to rock and roll. You're setting aside those places in your date book where you can hold these appointments. Then it's, what's better for you, evenings or weekends? What's better for you, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening? Whatever your block of time is that you can do it, you do it. Okay. And then the next thing to do is it goes into the coaching piece, which we will talk about a little bit later. But the thing that I love about this is you set up swag bags, which is basically, a sample for the people coming. So they know that what's in it for them. It's always WIIFM, what's in it for me. And you're able to access, all kinds of crazy stuff that I've got. But as far as coaching and stuff, I mean, we can kind of talk a little bit about that because we've got a couple minutes before we go into the challenge, but you want to make sure the appointment holds. So basically, if I were to come up to Amy and say, Amy, I've got a party that somebody needs to run it for me tomorrow. Can you do it? And you get all the sales from it. Amy would probably say,
of course.
Right. So she would do it. And because she didn't have to book it, she didn't have to coach it. She just gets to walk in the door and do the party and take the sales, right? And
that would be amazing. Are you really going to do that for me?
No. Not today. Maybe another day. But the whole point is that we need to make sure that the appointment holds. Okay. And we talk about the tentative booking approach, and we don't want to sound so pushy. And, what I love about this 21-day challenge is it takes all the emotion out. You're doing the activity. So all you're doing is calling 10 people. And then the next day you're calling 10 different people. And the next day you're calling 10 different people. And then you're just going to rotate those 30 people, right? And if you don't have 30 people yet, that's okay. You will get to 30 people. Okay. Break it down and it's all good. So the idea of getting to doubling that customer base that we want to do for the whole year and getting to 45 to thrive all of this stuff comes from this. And then the coaching piece comes from making sure she's picked out what she wants to use her gift card on. Or if you want to take it up a notch and say, we also have the Mary Kay Hostess program where you can get $100 in free product if we have $500 in sales and 2 bookings. And do we care if the follow-up booking is the same people at the party? No, we sure don't, because you can come up with a different party theme. Because if it was skincare, oh gosh, now we're going to take it up and we're going to talk about I never say the right word, the barrier restore 113 and the retinol, and you can just totally turn it into a clinical solutions party and make it all sciencey, right? And you can come up with follow-up bookings to get those same 5 people back in seats, right? But to get the appointment to hold, you want to make sure that she's making a wish list. And I know that you guys know this, but that's really important to keep the eye on the prize. Has she turned in her wish list to you? What can you give to her for half price if she gets you that wish list right away? Then the next step would be getting the guest list, which can sometimes be tricky. And there's ways around it. Because if they are willing to give you names and phone numbers of their friends that they've invited, that's great. If you want to have 3 people around your table with the hostess, then you want her to invite 12 so that 6 say they'll come and 3 show up. Okay. And you explain that to her, and also suggest that maybe she invites an eclectic group of people. I mean, if it's a work party, then obviously that's going to be, teacher friends or work friends or what have you. That's a little bit different. But if she can invite a neighbor, a relative, a friend, a coworker, and tell them to all bring a friend, you guys kind of know the drill on that stuff. But that's how you get the whole piece going there. Now, if they don't want to give you the phone numbers, you have options, because what you can do is you can either send her a Google form, which for whatever reason, they'll do that. They'll share the Google form with all their friends, and guess what's on the Google form? The phone number and their email. Okay, and that's cool too. And it's a very simple Google form. Tell me do you have a Mary Kay consultant? And I've shared this before. I'll make sure I share it again tonight. Do you have a Mary Kay consultant? What's your skin type? What's your biggest concern about your skin? And, I can't wait and what's your favorite color? And I can't wait to meet you, because on that favorite color, you can go right over to Amazon and purchase those pom-pom keychains, which are like 50 cents a piece, and everybody loves them. And they're assorted colors, and it doesn't matter if you have it in the right color. Let's pretend she says it's red, and all your red keychains are gone. You say, oh my gosh, the reason why I asked for your guys' favorite color, I hope you have a second favorite color, but here you go. Here's my basket of keychains, and they love them. They love them. And that's one of the things you can keep. It's so fun. Brooke Bennett Young taught me that. And so we keeping that eye on the prize to the people that fill in the Google form, and you just respond to them with a simple text. I'm so, Terry, I'm so excited that I'm going to get to meet you at Trisha's party. And I just want you to know, if for any reason you can't come, I need you to let her know by Thursday so that she's got time to fill your spot. But I'm going to have your swag bag and I'm going to have your gift.
And Terry's saying, she's not going to fill my spot.
Right. Yeah. So that's the piece. Now, if for some reason the hostess doesn't want to share the Google form because she's very protective of her people, then what you do is you send her the list and say, here's what I need to know about all the people you have coming. And you don't have to give, it could be, maybe Phyllis has her list of people because she's my hostess. She comes back to me with a list of 12 people. Here's her name. Here's her skin condition. Here's her skin type. Here's her concern about her skin. Here you go. And all of a sudden, if Phyllis just did all that for me, what is Phyllis?
Potential consultant.
She's a potential consultant because she just went and did all the work for me. And what could you give her for half price if she gets you those names? Okay. Think of that. And for whatever reason, when I offer free, they don't get as excited as if I offer them half price. It's weird.
True and strange. It's true and strange.
But I go with it. So that's the coaching piece, because you want to make sure the appointment holds. Now on the booking piece of it, if she's like, well, let me check with my friends, and my response always is, why don't we pick the date that you like the best? We'll pencil it in. And after you talk to your friends, if that date doesn't work, we can always move it around. But I'd love to be able to get you in the zone right away. Okay. And the reason why we're talking about coaching tonight is because Trish and I are going to be in Nashville next week. So we're not going to be here. So you won't have a meeting, but you will have the Janice Trude Wednesday and Thursday next week, because we'll be back by then and you'll have all of the links. I'll make sure you've got those emails ready to go. But segueing now, thinking about this, Trish went over those lists of products. I'm also going to share with you guys from Tandy Fisher's info, all of the PDFs of all the products that she uses on that sheet. It's a whole wonderful world of stuff. So everybody, regardless of whether you get a booking or not, you're going to have all the paperwork to work with. Okay? If you don't have time to get it done today, tomorrow, or this year. Okay? But some of you are going to do it. It's going to be great. So the challenge that Trish and I have set forth for you, we think is very doable. As music starts to play in my head again, because I touched my earbud that was falling out. Anyway, your challenge is going to be, if you get one booking, you're going to get the 50.
They're going to get
page protectors. Oh my God, my brain just stopped.
Yes.
50 page.
You're going to get 50 sheet protectors. Mm-hmm.
You're going to get 50 sheet protectors. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I'll even wrap them up like a bow for you. 50 sheet protectors if you get one booking. And I would love for it to be held in January. However, because the kit and commit goes all the way till the middle of February, right? Then mm-hmm. I'll give you till February 15th. Okay. If you get 2 bookings that are held between now and February 15th, you will get a binder.
Woo!
Woohoo! For you to put your page protectors in. And finally, if you were to get 3 bookings between now and February 15th, you will get, drum roll please, you will get the index A to Z inserts, dividers that go inside the binder that will have the page protectors. But all of you get the templates from which you can print all the things at nauseum. I really, really like the survey, you guys. I got really jazzed about that in the 45 to Thrive, because you can take that to anybody, and it could be even somebody you haven't even had as a customer yet, and have them answer some of those questions. Okay, because they can talk about maybe their best customer service experience. Could have been a Discount Tire. Who knows? And it could have been you if you're their consultant already and they love you. Who knows? And the tracking sheet of just making sure that your goal is to set up how many customers that are using all the skincare, because a lot of times we look at even like if we've got consultants on our team, and you go to look at what they've purchased, and they don't purchase any cleanser. And you're like, what are you washing your face with?
That's my big thing, Dan.
That's been Trisha's mantra going on here for a while. She was like, what are you washing your face with? And I'm just taking it up a notch more, because, if we're sitting here saying we need to be our best customer and we're a consultant, then we got to make sure that we're walking the walk and talking the talk, and we're using Mary Kay from head to toe. So that guideline is actually a really good one to see what you're using and making sure you're using as much of it as is applicable to your needs. For sure. So Trish, what am I forgetting, friend? I know what we're forgetting. We have one thing we're forgetting.
We have one thing we're forgetting about Career Conference, I think, right?
Yes. So Career Conference, we have the 2026 My Shop Challenge. And it's a really sleek little lanyard that is available.
The cutest one they've never had one this cute.
It's
ever.
stinking adorable. But all you have to do by the end of February, and most of you I think have already done it already, is get your My Shop set up and your Stripe set up. If both of those things are set up, then I get like a little report that says, "Ooh, you did it." And when you go to Career Conference, you'll get this sleek little lanyard. It's really, really cool. So that's the one thing. Now, the other thing, I got to get to the right spot. Here we go. This is the Rise and Radiate Challenge that the company, it's their 6-month challenge between now and June 30th, is having 600 wholesale goal because you're servicing customers, because you're selling product, because you're holding appointments. What they have is Rise and Radiate IBC 4, which means you have achieved this 4 out of the 6 months, any 4 between January and June. You will get standing recognition at seminar. If you achieve it 5 out of the 6 months, you will be sent a Rise and Radiate badge, like a sash that you can wear at meetings or just walk around, your favorite Target with your sash. Just be a good conversation starter. It's a good conversation starter. And then when you hit 6, you will get a new one at seminar that says, that you're the 6-month achiever, and you get that cute little handbag there. Isn't that adorable? I think that's
and it's probably way, these pictures never do the prizes justice.
They
you guys.
never.
You have to know that
prizes
they
justice.
never do them. They never do justice.
No, they never, ever do it justice. And that's what's going on there. It's pretty exciting. So, Trish.
Yes.
I know that you want to close us out. Are you guys excited about your challenges? Are you excited that you're going to earn your ring light because you're going to do some of those 15-day things that we launched? And like I said, and Amy, I know that you weren't on last week with us in person, but you don't have to do them one day at a time. Like if you sat there and went, I've already done this, I've already done this, I've already done this, just check it off. Because when you've done all 15 things, you turn in the tracking sheet with any proof of stuff, and you're all good to go. And the last thing, before I turn it back over to Trish, when you get your bookings, you need to send us the name, phone number, so we can text her or leave a message, love note, and when is the party tentatively booked for, or locked and loaded in blood booked for. And then all we're going to do is we're going to leave a love message that thanks them for helping you, because you're earning free stuff from us because they're helping you with the challenge. And that's it. And if you're local, then I might be hopping through on Prize Patrol at the appointment.
And show up. Thing.
It was our favorite thing back in the dark ages. We just show up at appointments and be Prize Patrol, and like show up at random strangers' houses. No, the ones that the consultants were at holding the party, we'd pop on in there and say hello, and we'd have something really cute. Yeah. So we may or may not do that. But the big one is to be able to, Mary Kay always said to inspect what we expect. So we want to be able to do that and leave a message. So like if Amy was my booking hostess, that she said, yes, she'll do it. Trish would call and say, hey, Amy, I just want to thank you for, being, helping Danny with her challenge. It really means the world to her. And she just thinks the world of you. And it just helps the layering process also. But it also is going to help make sure that Amy doesn't cancel that party, because she's letting me like, oh, it's really important to Danny that we do this. Okay. So just make sure that we get that too. So does everything make sense that we're doing to you? That we're tormenting you?
You're doing.
We just want it
Yeah,
to be so
we're
simple that
doing
it's just
too. Yeah.
it's just like on autopilot, it's just on
Yeah.
autopilot as far as, this is I'm doing the 21-day challenge.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they say yes or no. It
Yeah.
But the numbers statistically work out that eventually they'll say yes, and most of the time just because they're busy. And then you're going to get them
Yeah.
on skincare, and then they're going to order $1,000. And I mean, I think it's just going to make everything so much more simple.
Yeah, for
Simpler.
sure. And with that, Trish, I'm turning it over to you to close us out, my friend.
Okay, I wanted to show you guys something, and Danny hasn't even seen this yet, so I usually show her every single thing, but I want to show you a couple photos of let me find it here, of the this area that was just kind of inundated by rocks moving and changing and everything just tumbling down. And so this is the first one I wanted to show you, and you can see, hopefully, can you see it? Can you see anything?
Did you share yet?
I thought I did. Share screen. Window. Want the skinny one? I said share. Do you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, so it was like all these, rocks and pieces of mountain falling down. But how amazing it is that in the middle of there, you could see the green coming up still. Even though it just got beat up and beat up and beat up, but there's still this bit of greenery coming in the middle. Don't know if it's where the most water was, or these plants and trees were just fighting so hard because they wanted to live, right? And I thought, well, let's just back out a little bit more and see this one. Hold on, I got to get back to share. This is my I just was kind of like, wow, and it reminds me of us. Like, we have a lot of rocks falling down. We have things beating us up, but we keep going. And this went far and wide. Can you see how far it just kept going wider and wider? And this one little trail still went in the middle. Are you guys amazed at that? Like I am?
Yeah.
I mean, and they're so beautiful. They're so green, and the tops are so beautiful. And they're like, we don't care about the rocks. We're not going to listen to the rocks. We're just going to go. It reminds me of us. We got to be positive all the time, right? But how much do we look for that sometimes? And when you do this 21-day challenge, you're going to have to kind of think out of the box a little bit about maybe some new people to call you haven't called before. But when you start to go, okay, well, there is some green somewhere in there. I know it. I'm just going to keep going. But here's the most amazing picture I wanted to show you guys, because I try to tell you a good story about that, because this is the reality of where this came from. And you're going to laugh, because I couldn't believe it either. Let me find the right one for you. Window. This was on my daughter's street.
No way.
And look, you can't see anything hardly from there. You can kind of, now that you know that there's some green, you can kind of see this green. But because of all the rain that we've had, I got down and I got so close. I got down to the ground just about, was taking this picture for you guys, because I was like, this is all we usually see. One, we see the cracks in the road. And two, look at my good arm there taking that picture. But we don't see what could be there. And when really it's there all along. So when you just see that, what really you could see, if you look close, oops, let me stop sharing. What you really could see is this. Oh, nope, I picked the wrong one. The first one. The first one. Did that first one come up?
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that one again. Oh gosh, I don't know why it's so picky.
It's okay. Yeah.
Well, the first one I showed you. It was just so amazing to me. I don't know why it's not bringing up that one, but I was amazed by that. And I hope you guys are too, because when I saw that first picture, I'm like, this looks like giant palm trees in the middle of a volcanic ash mountain. And it was literally the pavement on the street. So remember that this week when you're trying to like, who am I going to talk to? What is anybody going to do or say? I'm going to try this one more time, because it really should work, to show you the first one again. Nope. Do you see the first one?
Yes, I do.
Oh, good. Okay, on my screen it shows the last one. Okay, good.
No,
So
I
that's
think we're
really
good.
that's really what's there waiting for all of us, is 45 plus customers that love us, that want us to take care of them. They appreciate you. I mean, and you're going to be able to make your financial dreams come true. So Let's go, girls.
I love it.
Woohoo.
Thank you, Trish. Thank you, everybody, for being on. Go out there and have $1 million week, okay?
Thank you, ladies.
All right. Love you guys. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.